When the self is well experienced, the sense of limitations experienced through identification with the body, mind, and intellect is ended. So last time we were talking of a process, self-realization, a process, sometimes a long process. And according to some viewpoints, the whole life is that process. Life is a process culminating in self-realization. So during that process, there are many stages. For the sake of description, one would like to say like that. So say initial stages, middle stage, advanced stage. So when they are talking of self is well experienced, which means that it's more than the middle stage. As a result of your withdrawal from the vehicles, the concept of outside gets eliminated. As long as the vehicles are there, so long we can say outside and inside. When we have withdrawn from our body, mind, and intellect, there can be no more any outer world to be perceived, outer emotions to be felt, and outer thoughts to be entertained. So this withdrawal again should be taken to mean that the focus is happening on the self, the Atman Brahman, that self. When the focus is happening there, so the focus on other things is getting withdrawn. Don't make the mistake of withdrawing from your other focuses without having a stronger focus as Atman Brahman. First, you should know where to focus and use all your time, all your energy to ascertain what could be, what should be the main focus. Once the conviction happens that the main focus is Atman Brahman, then continue to focus on the Atman Brahman. So the reasons of distraction from the Atman Brahman should and would get dissolved. The glitter of objects, the glitter of experiences slowly become less and less, and that is called withdrawal. And when that happens and the focus is just one, Atman Brahman, then the inside and outside would also dissolve. Because outside is the opposite of inside, inside is the opposite of outside. If one is not there, then the relevance of the other also is not there. If there is a body and the mind is inside the body, and then the world is outside the body. That is when the focus is a personality. But now we are shifting the focus from the personality to Atman Brahman. So the appeal of personality, the appeal of mind and body to draw attention, to consume energy, the mental energy, that slowly evaporates, and more dense and dense arrival of Atman Brahman happens. In that sense, the withdrawal from body, mind, intellect happens. The withdrawal from emotions happen. Any thought about anything other than Atman Brahman doesn't come into the mind now. Or if it comes in a very dilute form. This is for somebody who has experienced, who has well experienced the self. So lot of sadhana should have happened by now. A sincere effort to seek the Atman Brahman should have gone in, and one should have gladly and happily got related to the Atman Brahman on a more or less permanent basis. Then is the relevance of all these terms. Therefore, not to allow our attention to go out into the world of objects, but instead to revel in the subject, the infinite, the all-pervading, is to be in the state of total liberation. Again, the word liberation is not a destination to go from this earth. It is not a higher understanding with reference to our present lower understanding. On the path of Gyan Marga, liberation could only mean liberation from ignorance. Liberation should mean not entertaining the wrong notion that I am a body-mind complex. So liberation is to be liberated from the wrong notion which we have entertained for such a long time, that I am a body-mind personality. This wrong notion, this will happen only if there is now a right notion. Without a right notion, nobody can get rid of the wrong notion. That is why it is said that self should be well experienced. Much sadhana should have taken place. Much Shravan Manan Nidhi Dhyasan, listening to the truth, thinking about the truth, accepting the truth. This exercise should have happened. Then the right notion would start shining. Only when right notion is shining, then would be the realization that wrong notion has never been. It's not that you will have a memory that up to this period of time I was carrying a wrong notion, and then now I have got the right notion, so I throw away the wrong notion and take to the right notion. Not like that. The right notion is that I am Atman Brahman. So we have got convinced about Atman Brahman in a certain period of time, but that doesn't mean that Atman Brahman is born when we have got convinced about it. Atman Brahman has always been there. This is the liberation. Even when there was a wrong notion, even then everyone is Atman Brahman. Even when we carry the idea that I am a body mind, even then actually one is Atman Brahman. Even when one is in the initial stages of sadhana and struggling with the concept of Atman Brahman, I don't know what is Atman Brahman. I'm reading about it. Then I have questions about it. Then I need clarification about those questions. During all this, what actually is Atman Brahman. This is the right understanding about the state of things here. And when this right understanding happens, that is called liberation from wrong understanding. So one must be clear what one is trying to get rid of and what one would get. One would get what is already there. So this getting has again to be understood properly. This getting is not like getting some money, getting some food, getting some clothes, getting some position. It is none of these. This getting is an understanding that I have always been ever full. Now, you see, the life in this world brings out many situations. Highlight this in a lighter vein. Everybody has his own understanding about things. Once there was a beggar who was begging money. बाबूजी पैसे दे दो, बाबूजी पैसे दे दो, बाबूजी पैसे दे दो, बाबूजी पैसे दे दो. So one man just noticed this man, he healthy man, he's begging. He stopped. He asked him, पैसे किस लिए चाहिए? Why do you need money? बाबूजी क्या बताऊं, क्या बताऊं, क्या बताऊं? नहीं बताओ, कुछ तो बताओ. बाबूजी मैं अपने परिवार से बिछड़ गया हूं, मैं अपने परिवार से बिछड़ गया हूं. मुझे आप पैसे दे दो बाबूजी, मैं परिवार से बिछड़ गया हूं. इनका परिवार से कहां बिछड़े, कब बिछड़े? बाबूजी क्या बताऊं, मेरा परिवार है ना, टिकट लेके सिनेमा हॉल के अंदर चला गया है, अब मुझे 150 रुपए दे दो, मैं अपने परिवार से मिल जाऊंगा, मैं बिछड़ गया हूँ बाबूजी, बिछड़ गया हूँ. So this man had money only for 3 tickets, and 3 people went inside. He was the fourth one. He couldn't afford his ticket. So he's saying कि मैं अपने परिवार से बिछड़ गया हूं. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं हम भी अपने भगवान से मान के बैठे हैं कि हम कुछ साधना की टिकट खरीद करके भगवान से मिलेंगे? दिस इज ए रॉन्ग एक्सप्रेशन कि मैं बिछड़ गया हूं. आई मीन, if they, the idea to stay together was so strong and they could not afford, so all of them should not have gone inside. They would have gone only when they could afford the tickets for all the members. So this bichadna is not real. Actually, nobody is separated from anybody.